welcome to Inquiry News. My name is Emma Griffiths and today I'm on a New South Wales farm to ask the big question. What are genetically modified organisms and do they really matter?
Firstly, genetically modified organisms, or GMOs, are defined as plants or animals that have had their genome altered through genetic engineering in order for their DNA to contain genes that usually are not within this organism.
What are the positives of genetically modified organisms? To have a built-in pest and weed resistance, a longer shelf life can cause food to appear more desirable, an increase in nutritional value, and even better flavour than usual.
These are just small alterations that we can live without. However, when we look at the big picture, GMOs can actually change the world in terms of sustainability and poverty. GMOs allow more sellable produce to be made over less farming space, with many of the crops being grown perfectly. This allows less space for farming required, improving our sustainability. Also, by having more ready-to-consume crops than usual, GMOs could be a sustainable way to feed the world by providing more food in less space for farming. Genomes can also be altered to have vaccines built into crops, therefore those who consume it will then be immune to the disease. Clearly, these positives are a lot more valuable than just the appearance and taste. However, some people still are not happy with this idea. Within Australia, the canola plant was the very first plant to be grown and sold in the genetically modified food group, which was found in New South Wales in 2013. And when this all began, it caused some outrage amongst the farmers who wanted to embrace GMOs compared to those who wanted to remain GMO-free.
Let's say my neighbour's growing a GM crop and my neighbour has not notified me because it's not mandatory to notify your neighbours. And there's only a fence like this that separates us, then my conventional crop next door to a genetically engineered crop could well be contaminated in the first, say, 5 metres. It's up to the non-GM farmers to keep it out and ensure that their crop is not contaminated, rather than the onus being on the GM grower to actually contain their crop, provide the buffer zones and be responsible for it.
The main concern being found around the use and consumption of genetically modified organisms is future problems. Since these plants have not been tested for long-term effects on those who consume them, we are unsure on whether or not down the road we will be in trouble. So the main question now is, are GMOs giving our farmers a helping hand or going to cause us more chaos in later years?
So if we are unsure about whether or not to consume GMOs, how can we avoid it? Unfortunately, almost all fast food chains do use GMOs within their food due to convenience. However, if you would like to know specifically which foods are GMO, each restaurant must provide a list of what is within the food, and this can be viewed upon request. Another way to keep aware is to look at the label on different produce. Australia has a law stating that all GMO crops must be labelled, for example by writing genetically modified soybeans or writing genetically modified within brackets next to the produce name.
So what are your thoughts? Do you think Australia should embrace genetically modified organisms? Let us know on our Trello board. Stay tuned though, we've got some more stories coming up after the break, and always remember, keep inquiring. I'm Emma Griffiths.